The thing in class today that stood out to me the most was when we were talking about what was good, and specifically using like the good student example. Like before this class, like not even like this course, but like the class we had today, and like the reading we had to do for it. I never really considered what it means for something to be good. I always kind of just assumed that good was kind of like this adjective or state really that you could just put on something when you like thought it was good. Like I don't know how I would describe it before this class. um and so kind of actually working on this, I was like, and working on like through the readings and working in class and talking about it, it was interesting to kind of see like there was like an actual, not really definition, but like some sort of way we can really attribute goodness to something, and that is like we talked about. We give an object certain criteria, like let's say these scissors, and the criteria is like they're sharp and they can cut through paper. Um, and if they're not dull and they can't cut through paper, then we would say they're good. They're good scissors. Or let's say we use these scissors to like cut meat. If they can cut meat, then they're good because that's the purpose. And that was something I never really thought about before, mainly because I never really considered good, and like that I just like always assumed that like it was just like an adjective that people just assumed like the meaning of. And so kind of talking about how goodness, like in the reading said, like goodness can really be applied to like how you use I. It's kind of ambiguous because every single person in the world can use I, but they're not referring to like the same person. They're referring to like 8 billion different people. In the same way, you can call anything good, and it doesn't have the same like definition for each object. And so that was kind of interesting for me. And so when in class today we were talking about like goodness, in the example we talked about the good student. That was really interesting to me. I don't know, because I never really considered it. We kind of like strayed away from using grades as much, which is something that I like found really interesting, because oftentimes like in academia, grades are the way that people use them as like benchmark. That's how most scholarships are given out, is based on grades, and like scholarships at least like kind of show like a person's like merit. I don't really want to say worth, but like maybe academic worth in a sense, because a lot of academic scholarships are contingent on grades. So kind of moving away from that was interesting. And then like the different ideas, like how I said student learning was important, but other people were talking about how like how much effort and work the person put in is like important to them. And so kind of just going back to that whole idea that it's kind of like goodness can kind of be subjective depending on the person. That was something that was really interesting, and that one person, two people having different ideas of what goodness is, neither of those are incorrect or correct. Like one person can think that a student's good if they learn something, but at the same time someone else could think they're good if they like do the work and submit the homework. And both of those can be true, or one of those could be true and one of those could be false. It just really depends. And that was something that's really interesting to me because, like I said, I never really saw goodness as something that had an exact definition or way to really think about how something could be defined as good. And so that was the thing that stuck out to me today.